Well, Guy Tansley is the man behind Bugs and Stuff. Bugs and Stuff. He popped along with some of his pals. And I asked him, of all God's creatures, you know, why would you want to work with these? Let's be honest, most people would run a mile.
It's one of the things I find hard to answer, but ever since being a child, I've always been fascinated by all types of bugs, and especially spiders.
Why?
Again, I can't answer that. I'm just fascinated by their lifestyle, by how alien they are to us, how different they are to us, and the variety and the colours. As you'll see, the things I have in front of you here now, there's such variety in the insect world and the animal world.
Tell me what we've got here in front of...
Right, starting right in front of us on the mic stand, actually is a praying mantis. It's a big female from India there.
He's all right climbing around on the microphone there, isn't he?
Yes, quite happy on a vertical surface. Likes to stay still quite a lot. In a natural habitat, it would just do that.
Looks like he's waving.
Yeah, it's having a clean there. It's clean its legs.
It's clean like a cat does?
Yeah, it does, yeah. Very clean animals.
OK, so that's praying mantis.
Yeah, down below there we have a crested gecko. These are very good pets, good starter animals as pets for young kids because they're really tame. They can be handled quite easily.
I don't mind handling him.
Yeah, maybe we could do that later.
OK, it's the one next to him in the other box I'm a little bit worried about.
It's my favourite. It's the tarantula. This is a red-knee tarantula from Mexico. Lives about 40 years.
40 years a tarantula lives?
Yeah, can do. The record is about 40 years, yeah, for a tarantula.
How old's this tarantula?
This is only about 5 years old.
About 5 years old.
So it's got a long time to go yet.
When they're with you, do you breed them or do you just buy them from somewhere?
I try to do a lot of captive breeding with stuff. It's best to stop importation of animals from the wild, so a lot of the breeding is done by myself and other like-minded people.
Is it difficult to breed... Well, a spider, for example.
Yeah, spiders are quite difficult to breed. Certain species, you have to do environmental factors to get them to replicate their natural environment.
I wish this was television because the praying mantis is just walking right along to the top of the microphone stand and it looks like it's waving.
Yeah, it's just looking for a higher point to climb to, that's all it's doing. They've got really good vision.
Do they?
Yeah, really good vision.
The little antennas there. Do you call them antennas?
Yeah, that's right, antenna, yeah.
That spider, then, can it bite me?
It can bite you, but that actual species is notoriously docile. That's why it's used in such things like the workshops I do.
Ooh. But when you say it's docile, it still has the possibility...
It still has venom, yeah.
It has the propensity to bite?
Yes. Yes, it still has venom, but tarantulas aren't medically significant. There's no recorded deaths of anybody dying from a tarantula bite, so they're not. You don't need any permits to keep them, but they still will give you a nasty bite. Certain species will anyway.
Don't you have to have some sort of serum?
No, there's no anti-venom required for tarantula bites because they're not considered medically
significant. So it's not like that film Arachnophobia. That was all nonsense, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Was it really? Was it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I still remember standing up in the cinema several times during that film and pointing out the mistakes.
What were the mistakes?
Oh, there's too many to go.
We'll be here till Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, I get to handle some of these things in just a few minutes, and Guy tells me how he's been into the wilds of Africa on the trail of new species. A northeast chap called Guy Tansley is a man on a mission. He has developed his love of all things insect-like into a thriving business. Well, if you were listening a few minutes ago, you might have heard me trying to not be worried at all. The fact that he wants me to hold his tarantula. Well, he came in with some very weird livestock. And I asked him if he'd actually been out into the wilds looking for new species. Turned out it was spiders and stuff.
Yeah, we've been to West Africa. Cambodia is the next trip, which is in November. We found a new species in Turkey in 2009, so that was a nice treat. Along the Syrian border, so we do plenty of stuff like that. South Africa we've been to and discovered new things there as well.
When you see something and your instinct tells you that it's new, how do you back that up?
Well, we travel with a taxonomist in spiders who takes the specimens back, with permits of course, and then he'll do the research, searching through the various specimens that have been described in the past, comparing the types, and then he'll decide whether it's a new species or not.
Does that take a long time to kind of work it all out?
It can take several years for the paper to to be published. Yeah, it can take. It's a long time. But DNA is playing a part now in all species identification. So the process is speeding up.
Have you ever come across a creature, Guy, which you thought, hang on, no thank you, not this time, this is too scary, this is too dangerous?
Not really, not in the insect world. With other things, it's all about respect. Even with spiders, I give spiders total respect. Snakes, everything. I'm not one of these people who jump in and pick everything up that I can just for the sake of that I can pick it up. I'm always wary of it. I rarely pick up spiders. I'm not an advocate of picking up spiders and handling spiders or putting snakes around people's necks.
Because it's just kind of...
Because there is an element of danger in everything you do with animals, and my philosophy is if you can let adults and children have a good experience with animals, but you eliminate that risk by letting people hold them independently. It's only a matter of time when somebody places a large snake around a child's neck that there's going to be some problems happen, and that sort of complicates everything for the likes of me, people like me.
Yeah, it takes you back a step, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's all about... My paramount concern is the welfare of the animals. Therefore, letting the kids or adults hold animals independently just increases that risk to the animals.
Tell me about your website, because I can see the logo for it on your T-shirt, bugsnstuff.com.
Yeah, that's Bugs and Stuff with the N in the middle instead of and stuff.
Yeah, bugsnstuff.com.
Yeah, that's just recently been launched, the website. It's just promoting my services as I do workshops with adults and children, schools, events. Recently did the Live and Deadly roadshow at Saltwell Park. In the next couple of weeks, I will be at Kirkley Hall Zoo quite a lot, all over the Halloween weekend.
Oh, right. So it's something special for Halloween, is it?
Yeah, they're doing a late opening for that weekend, so they're open until 9 p.m, I think.
What are you going to be doing there, then?
I'm just taking a range of animals on display and hopefully conquering a few fears about creepy crawlies.
I mean, you said before that you don't particularly like people holding them. Do people always ask you, like I did this morning, whether I could hold?
Yeah, especially the spider. People have a phobia of spiders. Is quite a big thing in this country. When people get the chance to hold a spider, they tend to ask to do it. I mean, when I do the workshops, people can touch the spider, but again, it's more dangerous for them to be holding the spider because of for the spider has abdomen's very fragile. I don't advocate people handling them independently without my help.
So this is Guy Tansley from Bugs and Stuff. Coming up after 2, I stroke Guy's gecko and tamper with his tarantula. I'm all right with them all, really, apart from the tarantula. I was a little bit kind of, ooh, I forgot to hold it sort of thing, but then for the purposes of radio, I thought I better had to. A chap called Guy Tansley on our show this afternoon, the man behind bugsnstuff.com. He popped along with some of his pals, and I did say, can I hold your creepy crawlies? Then I wanted to know whether it might bite me or something.
They can. If I turn the spider over, I've got the spider in my hand now.
Yes.
If I turn it over, you can't actually see the fangs.
Can I just have a look?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So you can imagine just getting bitten from that is going to cause some pain. But they very rarely bite these species. They're considered one of the most docile ones.
What are the reasons that it would bite somebody?
It's defence, really. No spider is aggressive towards humans. They're only defensive. If you leave a spider alone, it will never be aggressive towards you. But if you interfere with a spider, it will defend itself.
Well, like poke it or something?
Yeah, if you poke it, yeah.
Yeah. OK, I'm going to put out my hand now, and you're going to place it on my...
Yeah, if you just keep your hand flat on the desk there,
is it going on the palm of my hand?
On the palm of your hand, yeah. Just, if you place your hand flat on the desk, that'll be best.
I'll have to wipe it first. It's gone all sweaty. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You okay with that?
Please don't bite me.
It won't bite you.
Oh, what a lovely... Oh, it's lighter than I thought.
Yeah. It's really fine. They do just sit there. They won't actually do much. They're known as pet rocks in the hobby because they don't actually do much.
Can I move my hand or must it stay still?
You can wriggle your hand slightly and it might start walking.
Can I move it slowly towards me so I can look closer?
Yeah, if you keep it close to your body, yeah.
Okay, I'm just moving my hand. Gosh.
It is a fantastic animal.
I've never done that before, but you know, when you look at them, they're beautiful, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Especially the species it's obviously called a red knee because it has red knees.
Do you not understand when people are petrified of spiders, then?
Not really. It's a fear which is really common in England. There's a strange fact that there's more people with a phobia in England than there is in countries where they do actually have spiders you should be wary of.
Is that just because they're more used to them?
Yes, probably, but what you tend to find is people who are scared of spiders aren't really that scared of tarantulas because they look so different to the British spiders that we see in this country.
What do you do if you see a spider crawling up your wall at home?
Me, I just leave it.
Leave it?
Yeah.
You don't do the glass thing with the cardboard and put it outside?
No.
You just leave it?
Yeah, just leave it. It's when you see when you see spiders, especially at the later part of the year, like now, we're seeing adult males looking for females, so that's why they're out there searching for females. What do you do if you see a big spider's web in your room that looks unsightly?
I usually just leave that as well, because more often than that, I've put it there.
I do keep these big orb web spiders, which in the wild can spin webs up to 2 meters across. So I do have them in the house, but they're in cages, not just in the rooms.
You're so passionate about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I love spiders, yeah.
Can I...
Yeah, we'll move on to the crested gecko. Now, this might be a bit more runny.
What do you mean, runny?
It could just actually run up your arm.
Okay. Well, it might be glad to get out of the container that it's in, would it?
They do have a certain amount of interaction with people. But as you can see, this is a typical gecko.
Let's describe it for people who obviously can't see it. It's called
a crested gecko because of the crests above its eyes.
It's on the move. It's on the move up your arm. Oh God, that goes quickly, doesn't it?
Like most geckos, it can't climb up any surface with them really well adapted sticky feet. Now, if I put it on your hand, it'll probably run up your arm.
Okay,
but if you be careful with it, because they can't actually...
But not bite? They can't bite?
No, it won't bite.
What can they actually do?
Well, it's the tail you have to watch out for.
Why?
Because it can't actually shed the tail as a defence if you were to grab it by the tail.
It can shed the tail?
Yeah. What it does there, if it gets attacked...
it's right on top of my shoulder. Get away!
If it gets attacked and gets grabbed by the tail, it can't shed the tail. Now, I'm going to have to come over there and get it off you.
Why does it shed the tail?
That's a defence. So what happens is if it drops the tail then twitches on the ground.
And
the predator is distracted by the tail while the gecko actually escapes.
Where is it now? It's gone out of sight.
Yeah, it's on your back, yeah.
It's on my back. Has it shed its tail yet?
No.
Good.
But another interesting fact, it doesn't actually have any eyelids. So what it has to do is it has to lick its eyeballs to keep them clean.
Okay.
It's a fantastic animal.
That was a few days ago we recorded that, yeah. And listening back to it now, I'm not joking, my hands have gone all sweaty again. I've never had a tarantula on the palm of my hand and a gecko scuttling up my arm. It went to sit on my head and I couldn't see it.